To Charlie's friends, Honorable, Her Excellency Gladys Wanga and team, and all ODM family, this is still your home. Your spot in that house, that is Maggie's house, where laughter flowed, is still there. Charlie loved his friends and even named the friends. Whenever they received blessings in their family, even the added calves in their boma, he named them after the many friends he had. There is in the boma that is called Wanga. There is one that is called Rosa Buyu, and another one. So that tells you how much Charlie loved his friends. The doors Charlie opened for you will never close. This family remains yours. Keep his spirit alive by God. Gathering here, sharing stories and lifting one another as he always did. His love built these bonds, and together we will ensure they endure. Charlie, your shoes are impossibly big to fill, but I will walk boldly in the path you carved, leaning on the foundation you built. Your love was our compass, and it will remain so until we meet again in God's embrace. Me, your Nyarlango, the name you loved calling me always, will surely miss you. I loved you and forever will. Rest now, knowing your legacy burns brightly in us all. Thank you.
Thank you, my sister. Let me just say something small about Sir Charles. Wacha niongee kwa Kiswahili ndio mamangu aelewe. Mamangu ako pale, ako somewhere pale. Charles ni mtu alikuwa anapenda amani. Ni mtu alipenda familia yake. Alitupenda sana. Huwezi jua mtoto ni wa nani kwa hii boma. Charles alisimama na watu wa Kasipul. Wamama wa Kasipul, mko? Muendelee kukuja kwangu. I'll always be there for you. Hapo ni kwenu. Tuachane na hii maneno ya kuandika social media. It will not help. Tumzike Sir Charles. Nilikuwa napenda kuita Charlie nikikasirika, namwambia Charlie anacheka. So wacha tumzike kwa amani. Tu baba Raila Amolo Odinga, umesimama na sisi. Ufikishe pia ujumbe kwa rais, ndugu yangu William Samoei Ruto, amesimama na sisi. Speaker Moses Wetangula, you've really stood with us. Governor Gladys Wanga, support yako itabaki vile mheshimiwa alikuwa amesema. Tutakusupport vile umetusupport. Rosa, Mili, Eve, Pensuda, Kajwang, and all the rest, tumewashukuru sana. All members of parliament, tuliwashukuru sana. Majirani, nimekuwa Nairobi lakini nimepata nyumbani iko sawa. Nawapenda sana. Na muendelee kutuombea. Muombe hii familia. Hatuna mengi ya kusema. Were alikuwa na sponsor watoto 830. Alikuwa anawapea full scholarship. Mama, ukiona nikikuja kwa ofisi yako, ujue kimeumana. Lazima tusaidia watoto. Hata sina mengi ya kusema. Kwa shukuru tu. Asante.
Haya, tuendeni. Poleni sana. Pole. Boyd, there is a part of their family, I think the people they work with, which one? The Kenya Revenue Authority team leader, Ryle. Because of time, we will not allow you to speak, but you are recognized. And then there is Kenya KWS, the KWS team, who are the employers of Oja Proctor. Madam Chelimo is also somewhere around. That entire team is recognized. Just 1 minute.
Okay. Ato kadwa wuoyo mang'eny keche nyithindo gi osewuoyo. An gima dang' awachi jo Kasipul manitiere ka manyochudo modong' nyithi kiye. Nyasaye marito nyithi kiye. Nyasaye biro chulou. An awacho mana gima ora Rasanga owacho. Jo Kasipul winjo kowacho nochiwo lodhe adi. Lodhe ariyo gi tuwinjo kokoni kwasetiyo gote duoko. Ambende were wuorwa noweyo lodh. Lodh no ndo ane manomi agoto nami brother Charles. Charles kanoshe nindo. Lodh no koro dong. To pinyo se wuoyo. Adi chiwe kuma pinyo se wuoye.
Thank you very much. Anne works with Meru National Polytechnic. I'm told there is a very big team. You are recognized. And then the team that works with Madam Margaret also. You are recognized and you are welcome. Speaker, we have gone so far. Thank you all MPs for what you've done for the family of our brother when he fell. Governor, allow me now to welcome you, Governor Wanga.
Is it,
Yeah. Oh, we were going back to the party. Let's do it very fast because...
Yeah, thank you, Kaluma Mheshimiwa. Right Honorable Speaker, and to the family. The first governor of Homa Bay, Governor Cyprian Awiti, was a close friend to Sir Charles Ongondowere. He has sent his condolences and message of goodwill and prayer. Jodala wagi nikoro wadu wangawe. Wangawe koso kikwangawe. Wadu wakete kama Sir Charles dobedo godo mamor. I want to present to you the Secretary General of the largest party, south of the Sahara, north of Limpopo. Anaitwa Edwin Sifuna. Na usisahau akinoduoro ngwen na jeshi yako watambulisha.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Kajwang. Kwa familia ya ndugu yangu Charles Ongondowere ikiongozwa na Mama Magi na Ann, Mheshimiwa Prime Minister, boss wangu Raila Amolo Odinga, wote ambao mmefika hapa na wasalimu kwa jina la Yesu Kristo, hamjambo. Jothuro untie. Nataka kama mnaniona mnipeperushie kofia ya ODM tafadhali. Asante sana. Mimi ndio Sifuna. Mimi ni senator wa kaunti ya Nairobi kwa mapenzi ya Mwenyezi Mungu, kwa mapenzi ya Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga na kwa mapenzi ya wanachama wa ODM. Mimi bado ndio katibu mkuu wa chama cha ODM. Wanachama wa vyama vingine wangeulizwa, Sifuna hangekuwa katibu mkuu. Kiuliza watu ya UDA wangesema Sifuna atolewe. Lakini kwa bahati katibu mkuu wa chama anachaguliwa na wanachama wenyewe. So nataka niseme asanteni kwa kuzidi kunishikilia. Mimi nataka niseme Gavana Wanga, nimefurahi sana wakati ambapo nimeingia hapa kwa sababu wewe na timu yako yote hapa Homa Bay mmefuata maagizo ambaye Sir Charles Ongondowere alitupatia ya kwamba wakati ambapo atapatwa na mauti yake azikwe ndani ya chama na rangi za chama cha ODM. Nilikuwepo pale mwaka 2023 wakati tunamzika chairman wa Migori, Mheshimiwa Makabongo, wakati ambapo Sir Charles alisema mambo ambayo mumeona katika ile sinema. You have done a fantastic job, Governor, and your team to honor your brother vile ambavyo mmefanya. Na kwa sababu mimi ndio katibu, niko na kazi ambayo huwa nafanya, sifurahi sana. Lakini nataka sote tusimame. Sote tusimame, mmeketi sana. Nataka bendera yako, kofia yako ya chama, hii hapa. Kwanza tunaiweka hapa kwenye roho, alafu nikisema ODM tunasema tuko tayari, tukiinua hii bendera yetu, si ndio? ODM, tuko tayari. ODM. ODM. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Charles mahali huko. I hope umefurahia jinsi ambavyo wamekuandalia hafla yako. Mnaweza kuketi chini. Waheshimiwa ambao mko hapa, kwa niaba ya makao makuu ya chama, nimetembea na watu kutoka kwenye makao makuu ya chama. Tafadhali kama umetoka National Secretariat tusimame nikutambue tu kwa haraka. Tuko na Executive Director wetu hapo, Bwana Oduoro Ngwen, yuko na sisi. Finance Director wetu Joshua Kawino yuko pale. Mshirikishi wa vijana Benson Musungu yuko pale. Naona youth leader, sio youth leader ule, youth leader ni huyu. Youth leader ni Senator wa Siaya. Youth President Mheshimiwa Ketora yuko pale. Na wale ni wanachama wa Elections Board, na muona Tyro, na muona Tinget yuko pale, na ndugu yangu Jack. Asante, mnaweza kuketi tafadhali. Tuko na members, naona Philip Etale yuko pale, Director wa Communications. Mheshimiwa Governor, kuna machairmen ambao wametoka mbali. ODM ni chama cha kitaifa. Kama we ni mwenyekiti wa county, simama. Naona Robert pia yuko pale. Mwenyekiti wa county, naona mama county Nairobi, Nakuru, naona county chair wa Vihiga. Unajua hizi taa zinanimulika macho. Civilizer kutoka Mombasa na chair wa Siaya. Unaweza kuketi, asante sana. We have members of the National Executive Committee, NEC. Wasimame tu, wengine walikuwa wameshazungumza, muonekane kwamba mko hapa. Mheshimiwa Pasaris, asanteni sana. Mnaweza kuketi. Vile ambavyo familia imesema, kwanza mimi kama senator wa Nairobi, we owe an apology to the people of Homa Bay, kwa sababu hiki kitendo kimefanyika katika county ya Nairobi. Nimemwambia governor wa Nairobi na viongozi wote wa Nairobi kwamba lazima tutoe explanation. How can it be that mtu mbunge kama huyu anapigwa risasi kwa barabara ambaye haina misitu, iko na taa, iko na CCTV cameras, na ndio uone hao watu wanaweza kufanya kitendo kama hicho mahali kama hapo. Wanaamini kwamba they can actually get away with it. Sisi vile familia imesema, tunaona uchunguzi unaendelea vizuri. Wameshika dereva, wameshika mlinzi, wameshika yule ambaye wanasema ndiye alipiga hiyo risasi. Sisi tunawaambia tunangoja majibu kuhusu yule mwenye kupeana hiyo amri na mwenye kutuma pesa ili hii kazi ifanyike. Tunaona muko na Omena, muko na Kamongo. Sisi tunangoja Mbuta na Liech, ule mkubwa ambaye alituma hiyo kazi ifanyike. Si tunaelewana hapo? Na nataka niwahakikishie familia ya kwamba tutasimama na nyinyi hadi haki ipatikane. Kama mwanasiasa, mimi nimesema wazi kwamba sisi sio wakamilifu. Tuna makosa yetu, saa zingine huwa tunateleza, tunasema kitu ambacho kinaweza kukukwaza roho, na hiyo tunasema pole. Lakini mimi nataka niseme, wakati mnatukosoa, mtukosoe kama tungali hai na tunaweza kujitetea. Munikosoe kama wengine wamesema Sifuna hapa mara mingi, niko hapa nitawajibu. Lakini kuattack mtu ambaye amelala hapa hawezi kujitetea yeye mwenyewe, it is very unfair. Hii mambo ambayo mnasema, mbona hamkuwa mnasema wakati alikuwa pale kwa makao makuu ya chama? Mimi ndio naweka stakabadhi za chama. Sijaona mtu amekuja pale kuripoti kwamba Charles Ngondo Were amemdhulumu. Hamkuwa mnakuja. Sasa hivi mnakuja, sasa ile jamaa hawezi kujitetea. Sasa ile siwezi kumuita nimuulize na hii mambo watu wanasema ni kweli ama ni uongo. It is very unfair. So mimi nataka niseme, kama uko na shida na Sifuna, sema tu leo, kubona ni mundu kumundu. Hapana kungoja nimelala alafu unaanza kusema Sifuna alikuwa mbaya. Jambo la mwisho, mimi Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga, mara ya kwanza nikipiga kura ilikuwa ni mwaka wa 2002. Ndio nilikuwa nimefika umri wa kupiga kura. Tangu nikue umri huo, tangu nianze kupiga kura, mimi sijui chama kingine. Najua chama cha ODM. Mwaka 2002 baba, sisi ndio wale vijana tulikuwa tunaimba pale Uhuru Park nikiwa university ya kwamba yote yawezekana bila Moi. Hiyo ilikuwa kina sisi. Ulituambia tupigie Kibaki, nilipigia Kibaki. 2005 wakati alijaribu kuharibu kuleta katiba ambayo haukuwa unakubaliana nayo na haikuwa katiba ambayo inaungwa mkono na wananchi, sisi ndio tuliangusha katiba ambayo Kibaki alileta kwa sababu tulikuwa tunamfuata Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga. 2007 nilikupigia kura mimi ndani ya chama cha ODM 2013 na 2022. Mimi sijui chama kingine. Mimi ni Mluya. Mimi si Mjaluo, mimi ni Mluya. Kiongozi wangu ni Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga. Na nikichagua kuingia chama cha ODM, si ati hakukuwa na vyama vingine. Huko nyumbani kwetu kuna vyama. Speaker akisimama hapa atawaambia. I made a conscious decision. We have to protect this institution called ODM. Wakati nafanya kazi yangu, wengine wanasema Sifuna anapinga, Sifuna anapinga. Ile kitu najua baba aliniambia ya kwamba even after we donated our experts to government, ODM is not in government. Alisema mwenyewe. Na atarudia hapa. If ODM is not in government, the Secretary General of ODM cannot be in government. Surely people. Kama ningejua Kijaluo ningeeleza na Kijaluo. Pia mimi mkono yangu haina pete, mnitafutie mtu ambaye atanifunza Kijaluo. Nimeona mnapeana watu. Jambo la pili baba aliniambia na amesema wazi ya kwamba vyama vyote vya kisiasa viko ndani ya siasa kutafuta uongozi wa nchi. Mimi najua nyinyi watu wa Homa Bay mnajua tumewahi kushinda uchaguzi kama chama cha ODM. Mnakubali ama mnakataa? Tushawahi kushinda ama hatujawahi shinda? Si tumeshinda? Na najua ndani ya mioyo yenu mnaamini kwamba bado hiki chama kinaweza kushinda uchaguzi. Kama unaamini ODM bado ina uwezo wa kuunda serikali, niinulie mkono hapo tafadhali nione. Kwa hivyo kama mnaamini kwamba chama hiki bado kina nguvu na uwezo wa kuweza kuunda serikali, katibu mkuu wa chama akisema kwamba mimi sitounga mtu mwingine mkono bali baba Raila Amolo Odinga, katibu amekosea. Katibu amekosea. So mimi nataka niwaambie kila mtu afanye kazi yake. Siku moja huyu baba Raila Amolo Odinga atakuja kuniambia mimi mwenyewe, hajawahi kuniambia kwa nini alinichagua kama katibu. Juzi wakati kulikuwa na nafasi, Mheshimiwa Wanga wewe unajua ulikuwa pale. Nikaomba baba, nikamwambia baba si sasa basi unipe promotion kidogo, wacha nikuwe deputy party leader. Baba akakataa, akapea Osoti kazi. Akasema Sifuna wewe baki hapo. Yeye mwenyewe atakuja kuniambia siku moja kwa nini alisema ni baki hapo. Hawa jamaa wetu, marafiki zetu wako kwa serikali. Mimi ile serikali najua ni serikali ya Kenya Kwanza ambayo ilichaguliwa chini ya uongozi wa William Ruto. Nimesikia ndugu yangu hapa anaitwa Charles Kamuren, sisi Waluya huwa tunasema kama mwenye boma bado yuko na hajashindwa kazi, usimuongelele. Mimi ni Mbukusu, kazi kinishinda kwa boma ndugu yangu atanisaidia. Haijanishinda. Kama msemaji wa chama amekaa hapa, wewe unaongeaje kwa niaba ya chama? Sisi tunajua pahali chama kiko. Niseme nisiseme? Niseme nisiseme? Wewe unasema mmepumzika sasa. Mimi nawaambia msipumzike sana. Msipumzike sana, mlale, msahau kazi ya wananchi. Tafadhali fanyieni wananchi kazi. Na tunapokumbushana yale mambo ambayo tumesikizana, watu wasichukulie vibaya. Sisi baba ametuambia tunaweza kutoa maoni, lakini tunapotoa maoni tutoe maoni kwa njia ya heshima. Tusikoseane wengine heshima. Jacob, mimi naomba tu ya kwamba hiki chama, the only thing we can do for this party, chama ambacho Charles Omondo Were alikuwa na kienzi, tuwe na umoja. Tunaweza kuwa na mitazamo tofauti kuhusu mambo fulani, but if this party remains united, this ODM, baba, the future is extremely bright. Hawa watu wanapenda hiki chama. So sisi kama viongozi tusipotoshe wafuasi wetu. ya kwamba ulisema 2027 chama cha ODM lazima kiwe kwenye debe. Those are the instructions I take. Fortunately for me as SG, I take instructions from one center. The day those instructions change, you will hear from me. Thank you very much and God bless you.
Asante Senator Sifuna. Watu wa Homa Bay wanapenda ODM na wanampenda Raila Amolo Odinga. The deputy party leader of ODM, Senator Osotsi.
Haya. Familia Baba Raila Amolo Odinga, Speaker wetu Wetangula, and all protocol observed. Watu wa Homa Bay, hebu salamu ya Charles kwa hewa. Yangu ni haraka. Ya kwanza naleta risala za lambirambi kutoka kwa familia yangu na watu wa Vihiga na watu wote wa Ingo. Wamesema nikuje niseme pole kwa sababu Ong'ondo Were alikuwa rafiki yao mkubwa. Jambo la pili, mimi nina huzuni kwa sababu mimi ni miongoni mwa wale ambao walionana na Mheshimiwa Were dakika za mwisho alafu akapotea. Nilikutana na yeye pale KICC ambapo tuko na ofisi pale, na Mheshimiwa Were alikuwa kwa simu anaongea. He was in a very tense conversation, na akaniita akanishika mkono ati anataka kuniambia mambo ya ODM ya Homa Bay. Sasa mimi nikakaa pale for 10 minutes, yeye anaendelea. Nikangoja, baadaye nikamwacha kama anaendelea kwa simu. 1 hour later nikapata ripoti ndugu yetu ametuacha. Kwa hivyo I want to ask the investigators, I think the phone records of Honorable Were will tell you the planners and the schemers of his death. Hiyo investigation muangalie hiyo. Jambo la pili, mimi sitaongea sana vile Sifuna ameongea, lakini I want to say one thing. We are now burying the second son of Homa Bay, who was true to the party, who was loyal to the party, and who was committed to the party. Wa kwanza alikuwa ni Senator Gerald Otieno Kajwang. Wa pili sasa ni huyu. And Kajwang taught us one thing, that the basic rule of ODM party is total loyalty and fidelity to the party. Kwa hivyo wale ambao mnayumba kidogo, today you must get a lesson that ODM members must be ideal and true members like Honorable Were here. Jambo la mwisho, nimesikia wenzetu wa Kenya Kwanza wakituambia kwamba tuendelee kuwashika. We have no problem. Lakini niseme nisiseme, nataka niwakumbushe kama mmesahau that we have an MOU on 10 important issues affecting Kenyans. And these 10 important issues are the issues that took Kenyans to the street. Don't forget about those 10 issues. The matter of cost of living, very important and very dear to Baba. The matter of devolution. To us. The matter of inclusivity and the other 10 issues. Don't forget about that, because nimeanza kuona ni kama mnasahau. And Sifuna, you are the Secretary General of the party. unasema ulikuwa unataka hii kiti yangu, lakini baba alijua wewe ndio unajua kujibizana na hao watu. Mimi unajua saa zingine nakuwa mpole. We will continue pushing for the interests of Kenyans. And Baba is here. ODM members, we want you to learn something from Charles Ongondo Were. And even at some point, Charles told me that he wants to be the chairman of ODM in Homa Bay. Lakini mimi nikamwambia, wewe hata umepita kuwa chairman wa ODM Homa Bay. Wewe inatakana ukue unasaidia baba kazi ya Nyanza mzima kwa sababu ya loyalty yako and commitment to the party. So we have lost a great son of the party, a son of Homa Bay. Tunamwambia Were, rest in peace. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki.
Asante, Senator Sotia. Apologies for rushing you because the rains are coming. Senator Oburu Odinga is a trustee of the party, is our elder, is a reservoir of wisdom, and above all, is a leader of all the youth within this movement. Karibu, Senator Oburu. Afterwards, we'll hand over to the governor.
Thank you. Our party leader, Raila Amolo Odinga, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Wetangula, and the family of the late Charles Ongondo Were. I don't want, and everybody who has come to mourn, and all the leaders, and all protocols observed. I don't want to say much because it is very unfair that leaders are given opportunity to talk at the bottom of everything, when people have said almost everything that should be said. But I will first of all say a word or two. The late Charles Ongondo Were was my friend, and I liked his honesty because he was a very, very honest person. If there was a problem and you were meeting even in a small caucus, people fear to say certain things. But if you see Ongondo Were raising his hand, you will know that there is something burning. And he will say something different from everything that everybody else had spoken before. He was a very, very opinionated man. He had opinion on almost every issue which came across for discussion. And I know he comes from a clan called Kachien. Ungeo kuma Kachien oae. Kachien alungega ne alunguga Ongondo Were, nongondo Were inie chogo maduong e rachuonyo ka. Alunge ne en chogo maduong nikech clan moae milungo ni Kachien nieri. Chien emanondi korachuonyo, rachuonyo ne en jatich chien. Marachuonyo bende emanomiye chiege matin maniluongo no aminu chien emanomiyo rachuonyo chiege matin miluongo no Mieri. Emonyuologo Sipul, to Sipul to nyuolo Bondo. Emomiyo kiwacho joma ne rachuonyo okuongo nyuolo ka rachuonyo pok okendo kata kendo, nyaluo kendo kane osenyuolo jogi. Emomiyo jogi e chogo maduong'. To Jokachien, jo Kasipul, jo Homa Bay duto uwito gold, uwito mula to kata wayiko mula to piny nyaka dhi nyime, kendo an akwayo ni mondo kwe makende mar Nyasaye obedie family mar Ongondo Were. Ang'eyo Ongondo otho malit. Ongondo otho malit. It was a very, very painful death. though it was abrupt, but it is a very sad way of dying. And my age, I think I qualify to curse. I can curse now. And whoever killed Ongondo Were, we know that there are three. Me, I'm not a lawyer. Sifuna, me, I'm not a lawyer. But I know that in every murder, there is something called premeditation. I also know that there is planning. I also know that there is execution. And I also know that in the case of Ongondo Were, what has been done is only the part of execution. They have not looked at the part of the planning, and they have not looked on the part of malice aforethought. And malice aforethought and planning, that is the core of murder. That is the core of murder, and therefore what has been done is still peripheral. We want to get to the core of the murder. We want to know who had some malice aforethought. And if anybody thought that by killing Ongondo Were, he is going to emerge as a leader, I want to tell him that you are not going to emerge as a leader. If that is the way you want to be a leader, you will never be a leader. A good leader is the one who preaches peace. And as Luos, we don't like bloodshedding. Luos always avoid bloodshedding, and the person who did this must be having some other blood which is not quite Luo. I don't believe he's a proper Jaluo, because Luos, you have seen, we have been killed in Kibera, we have been killed in Nairobi, we were killed in Nakuru, we were killed in Kisumu, but we never revenged. We never revenged. Because it is not in our culture to revenge, it is not in our culture to kill and spill blood. I want to say something about our party. There was a Jalango lady who spoke here very passionately. She was telling us that when Raila came and joined them or supported Ruto somehow, they rested. Somebody has told you, please don't rest. Because Wananchi want services, and that is why they came out to demonstrate. And those services must be done so that the support of Raila to you has some meaning. It will not have a meaning if people just go back to rest and in the Lawrence. But what I want to tell you, again, you said the truth, that people are paying. We are paying for debts of those projects which went elsewhere in the country. Those projects never came to our area, and therefore when we are talking about how getting our share, we don't want other people's share, we want our share, including that share which went to other people for which our people are also paying. Honorable Mbadi, please look at it. When your knife is on a bread, please on the top let it be equal, but as it goes down, let it be a bit slanted. So that we have affirmative action. We must have affirmative action. That is all I wanted to say. I thank you very much. It is late in the day, and let the peace be with the family of the late Charlie Ongondo Were.
Thank you so much, Senator Oburu. Governor Gladys Wanga, take it over from this point.
Asante sana. Thank you very much.
Asanteni sana. Your Excellency, Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, our party leader, the Right Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, Dr. Moses Wetangula, the family of my late friend, Sir Charles Ongondowere, Margaret, Mama Emma, Anne, Mama Pascal, the children, the brothers, mawaziri ambao wako hapa siku ya leo, Jo Kasipul, Jo Homa Bay, Amoso Uni Nyasaye Ber, Sechete, mumekuja kwa fujo. Mumekuja kwa fujo. Na nikisema ODM mara ya kwanza ni tuko tayari. Mara ya pili ongeringo. Mara ya tatu pindra. ODM! 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 Your Excellency, Prime Minister, allow me to recognize the Council of Elders of Homa Bay and the rest of the region. Apollo Bwana and your team, tafadhali msimame mpunge hewani. Thank you very much. Allow me to also recognize the members of the executive, county executive of Homa Bay. Tafadhali msimame. Members of the county executive of Homa Bay. Anybody who works in Homa Bay county government, tafadhali usimame. Because you have not been recognized, please wave like this. Asanteni sana for the support that you've given. Allow me to recognize Your Excellency, my husband, Wunkayo, George Wanga, Mr. He's here also. He was also a friend of Ongondowere. Thank you very much. Allow me to bring apologies of Waziri Hassan Ali Joho, who also supported us in this function. Mpoke rambirambi zake. Governor of Nairobi, Governor Sakaja, he was with us in church and he also supported us in a big way. Tafadhali mpoke salamu zake. Governor Gideon Mungaro of Kilifi, who also supported us in a big way. Asante sana. Governor of Kajiado, where Honorable Were lives in Nairobi. Governor Olelenku, who also supported us in a big way. Governor Orengo also supported us and sent his greetings. Governor Anyang' Nyong'o has also sent his apologies. And Governor Simba Arati, with whom we were in Nairobi in church, who has also sent his apologies. I want to say a few things before I invite a few people. We have very few speakers left. I think we are 6 in total. So we will speak very briefly so that Baba and the speaker can have a chance to condole with the family. I just want to say very few things. Number one, I would like to say that since the death of Were, I've been a very sad person because he was a very close person to me. But today, I am sad but also very happy person. I'm happy. I'm sad because we've lost Were, but I'm happy for two things. I'm happy about the way yesterday when we came from Kabunde, na tukakuja Homa Bay, Kindu Bay, na tukaingia Yugis, mpaka tukafikisha Mheshimiwa Were nyumbani. It was in a massive manner. And I'd like to thank our people for doing what they've done to dignify Sir Charles Ongondowere. That made me extremely happy. I'm also very happy today because we have come here and this room, when you stand up here, is a sea of orange as was expected by Sir Charles. And we are peaceful and we are dignified. And some people thought that this place was going to be a war zone. But our people have dignified Sir Charles Ongondowere, and that has made me, as the national chairwoman of the party, a very happy person. I'm a really happy person as we send off Sir Charles. And Sir Charles, as I used to call him, I'm sure where you are, Ogai Mamilambo, Uonoja chwar nyalango gi nyameru, kami beteno, angeni mor, muno, o mor, Ogai mor, nikech wakowe gi nyasi maduong. Sir Charles was a very, very development conscious person. He developed his people. He lived for his people. He worked for his people. As governor, he invited me here many times on end, not to come for anything else, but to come and launch development projects. Sir Charles, apart from being very development conscious, Bwana Sifuna, ukiangalia branches za chama in the entire country, perhaps the most organized branch of the party is the Kasipul branch, because Mheshimiwa Sir Charles Ongondowere did a good job in organizing the party. Wanachama wa Kasipul, can I see you just waving like this? It is very organized from bottom to the top. And I want to say here that there are people who went to court to stop the election of the party here in Kasipul. Iyo mambo ya kotini, Banatoni, toa nje, hii Kasipul imalize mambo ya election ya chama, kwa sababu ilikuwa imepangwa vizuri kutoka chini mpaka juu. So that election must be concluded. I'd like to say here that this man we are burying was very quick also to ask for forgiveness. Baba, anytime Sir Charles wronged anybody, he would say, Mama, kanyo takuwa nguono. And I'd like to say, because of the many, many things that people have said about this gentleman, because I am the leader of this county, I am also his leader in the party, that Sir Charles strived for perfection. He tried to do his best by everybody. But for every leader and for every person, sometimes you fall short. Sometimes you don't meet the expectations of everybody. And sometimes people feel offended by your actions because not everybody can be happy. And I want to use this opportunity on his behalf, because a lot has been said about him when he was not here to defend himself. While I disagree with all those things, in the event that he wronged anybody in this constituency, on his behalf, I want to take this opportunity kuwaomba msamaha, tumsamehe kwa mahali ambayo tulifikiria kufikisha yeye. Mungu amlaze pahali pema peponi. It has been said here that the investigations are going on, and we are very grateful that a lot has happened. And I'm also grateful to the president, because when he was in Migori, he said that the investigations were going to be expedited, and we have seen what has happened. But as everybody has said, we have seen a part of that team, but we want to know the mastermind who called the shot for the murder of our brother Sir Charles Ongondowere. We want justice for this family so that they can rest and know what exactly happened to their father. Kasipul, untie. Kasipul, untie. Kasipul, be untie. Adwani baba winjini untie. Kasipul, be untie. Kasipul, adwani monda wachnu. Adwani monda kwau. Ungeni wan pile ka wan kato wawacho ni pok waneno Yesu kojuang'owa. Pokaneni Yesu. Nyaka nene pokaneni Rabi. Pile kedona. Amina yo pile lochona. Sama wasika neno chokore. Yesu ratego simba neno loyogi. Isetingo tunga malo. Osiepa ise wiro yagi momanye. Adwa kwa ujo Kasipul. Yesu okbiye ne wasigu mondolowa. Adwa ni jo chama makasipul ubed mos. Ubed motegno. uri uru, ubed kamora chien, okabiwe uabobedo koduka pile. Mondo waikre. I said it here and I will say it again. Me as Governor Wanga, as national chairperson of the party, I have made it very clear our position on the broad-based government. I have said we are in the broad-based, we support the broad-based, because that is the promise we gave to Baba, and we also gave to the President, William Ruto. But I said here the other day that this Homa Bay and this entire region is an ODM zone. And we will defend ODM. We will defend our party. We will fight for our party. We will stay strong for our party. That took it to mean that I was saying that the funeral of Ongondo Were, only ODM people should come. That is not the truth. This family alone is from Mount Kenya to the lake. The family alone. So I could not have been saying that. Everybody is welcome here. But this particular zone, this particular area is an ODM zone. And as we move forward, we will be going to the by-election here in Kasipul, Ugunja, and other places. We just want to be clear. We want to be in competition with our allies. We want cooperation. We want to work together to ensure that these seats that were ODM seats remain ODM seats, and we move forward as an ODM team and a united ODM family. United ODM family. United ODM. Na mimi niliona watu wengine walikuwa wamejipeleka huko wa Munyoro. Wakaanza kutusi Baba. Wanasimama pale kwa stage, wanasema huyo mzee sijui yako namna gani, huyu mzee sijui yako namna gani. Mimi nataka niwaelezee. Huyu baba wetu huyu ndio tunampigania. Huyu ndio tunamtegemea. Na ndio baba wa Kenya. Ukimtusi, tunakutusi. Ukimtusi, tunakufanyia nini? Ukimdharau, tunakudharau. Ukimdharau, tunafanya nini? Tunakudharau. Hiyo ndio mambo yetu. Na vile nyinyi mlitusi mzee, sisi hatuna masaa na nyinyi watu wa kutusi mzee. Hatuko huko. You are our ministers in the broad-based. We support you. We stand with you. We are behind you. Yeah, do your work. We support you. And so far, you people have done a good job. You have made a difference. Mheshimiwa Mbadi, you are on TV and you are saying things that make sense to the common mwananchi. You are translating them. This Opio and I, sometimes I see you in Bomet, sometimes you are in Kilifi, sometimes you are in... But when you come to Homa Bay, talk about Homa Bay and what matters to the people of Homa Bay. What you go to Kilifi, talk about Kilifi and what matters to them. That is how it is done. When you come to Homa Bay Mbadi, you tell us about how money is circulating and percolating in Homa Bay. That is how it is done. And there is nothing absolutely wrong with you outlining your agenda for this region as your agenda for the other regions in this country. Kosa wacho gigo marach, koro kisungu maduma madongo go kuginene. Dakupa me kisungu go mera. Adu golo gudu fuadi mondo babo ngeni Homa Bay en ODM zone. Golo gudu ewi. Fuado gudu. Fuado gudu. Fuado gudu. Fuado gudu. Fuad gina. Baba. Omera los microphone ya tichwa nyora kodi kabisa. Ha? Baba. Jogi te. Jogi te. Kiwacho ni left wadi kanye. To kiwacho ni right wadi kanye. To kiwacho ni fire wadi monango. Anatieko weche na. Amor nikech were mor. Adwa koro ka othuolo ni. Let me take this opportunity to invite to speak to you Waziri wa Cooperatives, our former deputy party leader, Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya. Karibu sana Bwana Waziri.
Baba Raila Amolo Odinga, the Speaker of the National Assembly, wenzangu, familia ya mheshimiwa, hamjambo wote, hamjambo tena. I want to take this opportunity to send condolences on behalf of myself and behalf of the family. I have known Mheshimiwa for a long time, since he came to Parliament, even before he came to Parliament. But what I remember more about Mheshimiwa is his courage. When we had a by-election in Kakamega, kule Matungu, Mheshimiwa alikuja huko, akalala huko na akapigana mpaka mwisho. Alikuwa na Gladys Wanga huyu, na alilala huko, wakamfuruka na polisi wakati huo, lakini he never gave up. He was arrested, kept in the cells until the following day, but he remained until the last count. And when the election of the governor was pushed in Kakamega, he was also there with Simba Rad. When I heard about his death, I was saddened. Unfortunately, I was not around. When I came in yesterday, I made sure I come here and stand with the people of Homa Bay and also with the family at large. Nimeomba tu Mwenyezi Mungu amweke mahali pema peponi. Nikimalizia, vile mnajua mimi nimekuwa mtu wa ODM. Hii miaka yote mimi ni mmoja wapo wale ambao walianzisha ODM. Nimekuwa loyal, nimekuwa deputy party leader kwa baba hiyo miaka yote. Na wakati papa aliniongelesha, akasema anataka tuingie kwa serikali, tulikuwa na maswali, lakini kwa sababu alisema anataka we go into government to stabilize government, because unstable government will affect you whether you are in opposition, whether you are in government. Kenyans, we want a stable government. Na tukaingia huko na tukaanza kufanya kazi, na sisi sasa tunafanya kazi. Tukiwa na makosa mnasema, tunarekebisha hayo makosa. Lakini saa hii the instruction we have to work very hard to stabilize the government, to work together with those who are there at the moment. Na hiyo ndio tunafanya. Saa ngine there is cross purpose talking here and there. Saa ngine we are confused, lakini tuko there na experience yetu, na Mungu awabariki, tuko pamoja.
Thank you very much. Let me take this opportunity to invite Waziri wa Kawi, Minister for Energy, Intellectual, Opiyo Wandayi. Karibu sana Waziri. Karibu.
Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa Governor, Your Excellency Baba, the Speaker of the National Assembly, the Right Honorable Moses Wetangula, all protocol observed. I want to start by saying that today we are sending off a great man. Charles Ongondowere was clearly known to me at a very close level. Not just because I was once his leader in parliament, but also for the fact that he was my personal friend. I visited him here many, many times. Baba, this was your soldier. And I can remember very vividly that Charles Ongondo was such a member of parliament that was very easy to work with. And he was always willing to learn. Many a time we get new members coming to the house, but they don't pay attention. They are not patient enough to learn from the seniors. But this man was a patient person. So may the Almighty God rest his soul in eternal peace. Secondly, Baba, I'm taking cue from what Gladys has said. As cabinet secretaries, we continue to explain to the people what we do. And that is why I am confident enough to say that in this county of Homa Bay, the government of the Republic of Kenya has set aside some 2 billion shillings to carry out rural electrification programs. This financial year alone. Just like when I go to Narok, I will tell them that we have allocated some 2.4 billion shillings for them. Similarly, when I go to Migori, I will tell them we have allocated some one. And we are moving in this broad-based government. I must also say, Your Excellency, that we have got an excellent working relationship with His Excellency the President, William Ruto. President William Ruto has given us enough space to execute our mandate as cabinet secretaries. And therefore, we owe it to you, the people of this country, that we deliver on the promises that the government gave you. Your Excellency Baba, you know, this Ongondo was a true nationalist. He was able to build bridges with various categories of people, with various groups of people, with various demographics. He was the kind of person that we need to emulate. In fact, his being in the Committee on National Cohesion and Equalization, or Equal Opportunities, was a godsend. Many a time there are projects he brought here on account of him being a member of that committee, Baba. And if we could all emulate this gentleman, this country would go very far. I am very pleased. When I was in Rumuruti in Laikipia County with my good friend, the MP for Baringo South, Mheshimiwa Kamuren, he showed me across the ridge, the area of Baringo South, where you yourself, Baba, had visited with them. And whenever we go out there and we demonstrate to people that Baba, you coming together with President Ruto is meant to bring cohesion, everybody is happy in every corner of this country. And that is the way to go. That is the way to go. Finally, the only lasting tribute we can pay to this gentleman, the only lasting tribute we can pay to Mheshimiwa Ngondowere is to maintain the peace we have seen here today. In this constituency, in this county of Homa Bay, and in this region, and indeed in the entire Republic of Kenya. In the entire Republic of Kenya. And very finally, Baba, I want to agree with my brother Oparanya. There's no confusion. The reality is that there is only one government of the Republic of Kenya. And there is only one cabinet of the government of the Republic of Kenya. And currently, that cabinet has got members of ODM in it, including me. And not just members, Baba, senior members of ODM. Indeed, founder members, some of them. And therefore, there's no contradiction. Those are the realities. What one does with those facts is really a matter of choice. Kwa wana machache, asanteni sana, Mwenyezi Mungu abariki.
Let me now invite our very own crocodile, Nyang Jadivo, Minister for Finance of the Republic of Kenya. Crocodile.
Thank you, Governor. To the family of our brother Charles Ongondowere, the late, Baba, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya, Speaker of the National Assembly, other leaders present, Joyu Akwete na Okwe Uru Kendo. Because of time, I'll just mention a few things. Number one, Baba, I was in the United States of America. I came back after 1 week stay in the US. I came back on Sunday, the 28th, and I was very busy with budget estimates and the finance bill. I had just lost my nephew, who was my age mate, and with whom we grew up together. And since he died, I had not gone home. So I left Nairobi on the 30th and flew to Kisumu in the evening. As I was negotiating the corner at Ahero, I got that news. When I was first told by one of my people that there is this rumor going round that we have lost the MP, actually the first statement was, we've had the MP for Kasipul shot. The first instinct was to call him. I called his number, the line rang, but he did not pick. And immediately I sensed something was wrong. Then immediately now the social media was awash with the information. I went home. Now I had 2 matanga arriving home. And the following morning, Baba, you were the first person to call me. And I could hear the kind of pain you had. And then later, His Excellency the President called me. And the President told me in his own words that I have already instructed Amin, that's how he called him, that these people must be brought to book. And I'm happy that there is some progress. But I want also to add my voice that everybody involved must be brought to book. We have lost so many lives, and one life is one too many. I sit in the National Security Council, and therefore I will not go beyond that. But I am sure those who planned, those who executed, those who conspired must be brought to book. I just want to bring the condolences also of the President. He called me and told me when I arrived here, he was with Baba, and I know Baba will bring his condolences. He has sent his condolences. Ongondo was my friend. Ongondo is the first MP I visited. Immediately, I was appointed to this position. When we came to do a fundraiser for Timeo group here in Oyugis. Ongondo came to my constituency twice when I had indicated that I would go back to run for parliamentary seats before my appointment to the cabinet. That was a friend. But let me tell you something. People have said that this was a principled man, and I want to confirm. And there is something unique about him and me. That even though when we were going for both of us, Gladys and myself, we were going for gubernatorial seat, among other candidates, there is one person. He was supporting Gladys, and I knew it. But there is one person who never discampaigned in this constituency, and that is me. He never said bad is bad. In fact, a lot of his supporters, very close, some working in CDF, were my supporters, including party officials, ward officials, were in my team. And I used to hold even meetings around his home here. And he never complained. Why? Because we have a history with him. And that is where I learned. When he ran for parliamentary seat in 2013, he ran on tip-tip. After losing to Magwanga at the general election, as I was moving around as the chairman of ODM, national chairman, my intelligence clearly gave me a picture of this constituency. And I placed a call to him. I told him, Mheshimiwa, rudi kwa chama. And he has told, even Ndege knows that very well, Evans Ndege knows, that I am the one who told Longondo Were to come back to ODM. And he came back to ODM and won a nomination in 2017, fair and square. Because of that history, I think he was still remembering, even though he was supporting Wanga, and I respected that, but he had sympathies for me. I am very sure if I became governor, he would have equally been happy the same way he was happy when Wanga became the governor. But let me now conclude. Baba, this county of Homa Bay is united in terms of leadership. We are united. We are in ODM. Let me repeat, I am in ODM. I am not official of ODM because the Lord does not allow me, but I am a member, a life member of ODM. I am not about to relinquish that. We work together with governor. We sit. Kadwa pogo gik mabiro ka. Anyiso nyawanga ni beroma be wetaguri. Pesa bro amalo kaluari nikajikia. Nikechane mani etoko. And you will see. Uneno. Nitie yo moro ka manyo chando ngondo kabisa ni karaboka diedo kiluongo na diedo karabok tichwanye. Nyacha nyiso ngondo na diketo ne pesa monolose pio pio na seketo. Nie budget di lose pio pio monorum. But let me now conclude, Baba. I have been the chairman of ODM for 10 years. I'm the longest serving chairman of ODM to date. And I belong to this party. I put a lot of effort since you sent us to the government. And the reason why I'm putting a lot of effort to reform this economy, Baba, I found this economy in bad shape. Si mchezo, ilikuwa mbaya. It was bad. But the reason why I'm putting my effort, apart from being patriotic, I wanted to demonstrate to the whole world that if Raila Odinga became the president, these are the people he would have gone with to the government, and this is what they would have done. And therefore my concluding remarks is that if I am there, I expect total 100 support from the party. Starting with the Secretary General. My brother Sifuna, please, I am a member of your party. I don't belong to any other party. I belong to ODM. If I fail, there is no way 2027 you are talking about. You will convince anyone that ODM can run a government. May God bless.
That is our crocodile, our very own crocodile, Nyang Jadimo, Minister for Finance. Now allow me to invite my colleague, my neighbor, Chialuyoke, Ochilo Wenayako, Pindra, Siebongondo, Biwachi Gimoro.
Baba, Bwana Spika, viongozi wenzangu wale wako hapa, kanisa yetu ya Katoliki na Wakristo wote na Wakenya, hamjambo. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Thank you very much. Baba, mimi ndio Pindra kutoka Migori. Ane Pindra ma Migori. Donge ungeni an Pindra. Ne en gima lit ahinya ni Pindra ma Homa Bay onindo, ni to Pindra ma Migori okobiro. Mano bedina leo bede an kare. Joma Bay untie.
Jo Mabei ang'eyo ni vijende masani ok ong'eyo tie Pindra. Be ung'eyo? Achieng' moro nabi napimnu tanyalo gilonu matin. Pindra en aluru. Nitiere Pindra mamiyo to gi Pindra madichuo. Pindra mamiyo en Pindra mikete isigol kiseng'awe wi otalo to kakoro ywak to aluru biro kanyo mang'eny, jok mamako aluru madhi pidho nyalo pidho. To nitiere Pindra mathuon ma bende idhe gima iluongo ni blungoti kata mar konga. Koro koseso ibuowe kata osese ipuodho ka wasigu biro to koywak nigi piny piny to Pindra te, aluru te fuyo koro ok nyal makgi. Koro ewi talero kamano. Koro jodala wa un jo Homa Bay uwito Pindra. Wan jo Migori pod wan gi Pindra. To baba nadwa kwayi ni Pindra ni gik mowacho donje bull's eye. Taneno nyithinde ka, aneno jodala gi ka, an kaka Pindra ng'e kuma Pindra nitie, Pindra ni kanyo. Koro baba nikech ng'ani nomako ni keyo maber kendo keyo motegno. Baba in bende ing'ama riek, ing'ama ogwedhi, ing'ama wir, ing'ama nyalo kweyo yamo ka yamo peke Kenya ka ng'i mana kanyo kamiwinjo ka jogi neno ni. Awacho kose ok awacho. Pindra mineno nindo ni jok ma jo ngoro, jok ma luor noliwe. Ne ok ginyal chome pire siasa. Ne ok ginyal chome pire ngum. Giliwe kose ok giliwe. Donge gin ngoro kose ok gin ngoro. Ka in ng'amo mako gige ne opong'o lweto ok ichomo mawadu koneni to in inene. Iliwe kose ok iliwe. Emomiyo ng'ata ng'ata misewinjo kawuoyo kuome marach. Ng'ata ng'ata misewinjo ka ichichgo ni noliwe. Kik jak duog ka ni kwayi gimoro. Mano jalipo, mano makora, to Nyasaye biro miyowa Pindra machielo ei Homa Bay. Omiwa kose kik omiwa. Ema kela wacho, jokopere untie. Wan kaka jokopere seche moko waweni, wan kaka jokopere wawero wach malich ahinya. Ka oneg ng'ato ka wawero niya, okani yudi ngima, paro chandi nono, ngima Yeso ng'aw, ngima sano lomba, ngima olombo chunje, ngima sano lomba, ngima olombo chunje, chunje huyo nono, ngima Yeso ng'aw. Kati neg manong'ondo, okani yudi ngima, paro chandi nono, ngima Yeso ng'aw. Omiyo josiasa moko nyocha winjo ka wacho weche mathindo thindo ka giwacho weche maonge korgi maricho kabisa. Bana Speaker, nilikuwa naongea kwa lugha ya kinyumbani. I want to tell you that there can never be such a sad moment as we are witnessing here in Homa Bay. Here in Homa Bay, people assassinate somebody, then they assassinate his character. They do that before his loved people and his followers. What a heinous crime. Those who are writing in social media, those who are accusing this gentleman who is lying here, why couldn't you be brave enough to talk about him when he was alive? Why were you cowards killing him? Why couldn't you just wait for 2027 and face him and let the people decide? So it is very sad. I just want to say as a second last point that sometime at the beginning of our tenure 2027, our securities were withdrawn. These members of parliament you see here, including Pindra. I am happy that God took care of us. So you policy makers, including members of parliament, never allow a policy or legislation where that will permit the security of leaders to be withdrawn. I know you can still pass on the way our brother has passed on, but I think security helps. Kwa hivyo wale wa kunyang'anya watu security, tafadhali endeni pole pole. Maisha ni matamu na ni mzuri, na let us not create a situation that can lead to this. I once had the honor of going to Alliance High School for Founders Day, and ule mtu wa Munyoro alisema magavana wana tabia mbaya, and those governors do not deserve security. I saw him and his spouse crying when their security was withdrawn. Now we are crying today because our brother has been shot. His security was there. I do not know what happened, but let us all be sensitive and secure all Kenyans, secure all elected leaders, and secure those who deserve to have security. Nikimalizia baba, and sisi zote ambayo tuko hapa, Kenya is a very broad place. And ODM is the party that covers most of Kenya. Ukienda kule Pwani Mombasa kuna ODM, Kilifi kuna ODM, Turukana kuna ODM, Mandera kuna ODM, na kila sehemu hapa Kenya kuna ODM. Wale wetu who do not believe in what Baba and President Ruto initiated. Baba, when you and Ruto said that there is a broad approach to politics, my understanding, and I stand to be corrected, you were asking the president to have a government that can broadly cover the width and breadth of Kenya. We in Migori now have a permanent secretary, Homa Bay, kuna waziri, na kila sehemu hapa Kenya from all shades of opinion. So my brother Sifuna, I appreciate when you say that ODM is our party, but the broad-based arrangement allows us to be included in services. It allows us to be included in everything that other Kenyans are getting. So we allow us to also visit our ministers, visit other ministers, visit anybody for the sake of our people, and also allow us to coexist with other parties. Kwa hayo machache na mengi, mosurwai nyajo Homa Bay kuomoti moreni, kik ng'ato uoka kawacho ni Nyasaye nie mochano ma. Anasomoga muma seche mane ng'at moro nego Ebel cha mawad gidonge no nego. Ipani machane chenro Nyasaye. Nyasaye ok nyal chan maneg ng'ato malit kama. To Nyasaye echwor mond lietete, to Nyasaye wuon kiete, Nyasaye owinjo ya CCTV mare, owinjo ya WhatsApp mare, to jogo koromo go takwaye ni Nyasaye orodh gi nyamina nega. Erouru kamano.
Nyasaye orodh gi. Nyasaye koro dhi bidong. Governor Abdul Samad Sharif Nasir, Mheshimiwa Mishi had brought his condolences and apologies, and we also have his contribution. Asante sana. Allow me at this juncture, with all humility and respect, to invite the Right Honorable Speaker, Dr. Moses Masika Wetangula, Speaker of the National Assembly of Kenya. Karibu Bwana Speaker.
Asante sana Governor wetu Gladys, Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga, familia ya rafiki yangu Charles Ong'ondo Were, Governor Ochila yako, mawaziri wetu wa serikali, waheshimiwa wabunge, waheshimiwa MCS, na waheshimiwa wananchi na kanisa letu, kanisa langu la Katoliki. Tumekuja hapa kwa majonzi. Nimeleta rambirambi yangu mwenyewe, ya familia yangu, na ya familia ya bunge. Bunge kama familia, nyumba zote mbili ya Senate na ya National Assembly, tumepoteza mmoja wetu ambaye alikuwa kutegemewa. Tumepoteza mmoja wetu kwa njia ya uhalifu sugu. Tumepoteza mmoja wetu in a most cowardly and cruel manner. Nilimjua Mheshimiwa Were 2013 tukikampeni na ndugu yangu Raila Odinga kule Meru. Tukienda Meru, tukiwa CORD, tukiwa NASA, yeye ndiye alikuwa anatupangia mikutano, yeye ndiye alikuwa anatupangia mahali pa kulala kwa mahoteli tukichelewa, yeye ndiye alikuwa anatupangia maakuli. Mtu mkarimu, mtu wa heshima, mtu mwenye alikuwa anajiheshimu na kuheshimu wengine. Mheshimiwa Were akiwa na kitu anakuja kwa ofisi, hachukui hata muda mrefu, anakuambia Mheshimiwa Spika, nisaidie hii na hii na hii. Hata wakati moja alikuwa na tatizo na security yake, wakachukua bunduki, alikuja, I instructed the clerk within 1 week ilikuwa rectified. Tarehe 30 nilikuwa kwa bunge kwa sababu tulikuwa na mawaziri walikuwa wamekuja kujibu maswali, na nilikaa kutoka saa 8 mpaka saa 12:30. Nikitoka saa 1 nikapata huyu mama Mheshimiwa wa Kisumu West, Mheshimiwa Rosa Buyu na Beatrice Elachi wamesimama nje. Nikajoku nikawauliza, you are now the escorting party for the speaker. Rosa akaniita kanda akaniambia, we're having unconfirmed reports that Mheshimiwa Were has been shot by some thugs. Ako wapi? Amepelekwa Nairobi Hospital. Nikamwambia, kimbia huko, mkifika mnipigie mniambie hali iko namna gani. Within 30 minutes, Rosa called me and said, Mr. Speaker, Were has not made it. I felt bad. I lost a close friend. Kwa sababu Mheshimiwa Were huwa hakosi kuwa bunge. Anakaa kule nyuma, wanakaa na Mishi na mbunge wa Kisauni na hivyo bara in one area. Na akiwa hapo utajua, kwa sababu yeye huwa anakaa hapo, akitaka kusema kitu anatembea mpaka kwa speaker, anasema speaker, nipe nafasi kidogo niseme kitu yangu. Katika rekodi ya bunge miaka hii yote amekuwemo. Nimeangalia faili yake, hakuna hata siku moja speaker amemwambia you are out of order. Amekuwa mtu wa heshima. Kwa hivyo watu wa Kasipul, watu wa Homa Bay, mumepoteza shujaa wenu, bunge imepoteza na Kenya mzima imepoteza. Jana niliangalia kwa runinga mulipofika Homa Bay, and I saw and appreciated that truly a hero had arrived home. Unfortunately, he had arrived for the very last time and will never be seen again physically. We stand here to condemn in the strongest terms possible the criminals who carried out this cowardly act and encourage the law enforcement agencies, the office of the DCI, the DPP, and we in Parliament have also done our bit by helping to see the movements, the associations, and all issues around our MP on the fateful day. We hope the law will take its course and those who did this cowardly act will be brought to justice. And I agree with our bishop that in circumstances like this, we must preach peace, we must preach healing, we must preach love, and we must appreciate our leaders. Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga and our president, they didn't come together for a joke. Hata ukienda msituni, utaona mafahali ya buffalo zikitembea pamoja. Sometimes they don't like each other, but it's important that we be together. Mheshimiwa Raila, you have our full support. And we will engage in a constructive and positive manner because we have no spare country. And when this country goes astray the way it did in 2007, we saw the consequences. So our young politicians, tuliza boli. Tuliza boli, ukiona wazee wanafanya maneno, sometimes they see things better with a rich experience. And that is what the country should be. Nikimalizia, pia naleta rambirambi, najua rais amesungumuza na Mheshimiwa Raila, sungumuza na John Mbadi, pia amenipa message yake kidogo, nisomee familia, na mama Magi, mama Ann, na watoto wenu. Baada ya leo, sisi zote tutaondoka. And the pain and the loneliness of losing your loved one will be most felt by yourselves. Like everybody has encouraged you, be united. As Parliament, I did talk to you. We have our responsibilities to our departed MP, which responsibilities will discharge fully and quickly to enable the family live on in the manner that your loved one was looking after you. Kwa hivyo tukimaliza haya maneno, Kaluma mwenye nilichagua kama mwenyekiti wa haya matanga, na waheshimiwa wote ambao wamehusika, mili na wengine, watawasaidia kutufikia ili tutatue mambo yenu. Na nataka kuambia Mheshimiwa Were alikuwa ni mtu amejipanga kitaratibu. Alikuwa ni mtu amepangia familia yake. Na alikuwa ni mtu ana maono ya kujua ya kwamba familia yake lazima iishi vizuri. Tuko hapa na ma commissioners wa Parliamentary Service Commission. I just want to acknowledge you since you already spoke. Thank you for coming to join the family. Message of condolence from His Excellency the President. We have lost a bold leader who was committed to the greater good of the people of Kasipul. Honorable Charles Ongondo Were was a hard-working and progressive man. He was a strong-willed figure who was results-oriented. Mheshimiwa Ongondo will be fondly be remembered for supporting life-changing projects in the area he represented. And this we have been told by many speakers. We honor the remarkable life that he led, his achievements, and the great memories that he lives with us. We pray to God that he accords the family and the people of Kasipul strength at this sad time. Rest in peace, Honorable Charles Ongondo Were. Signed, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, PhD, CGH, President of the Republic of Kenya. Mwisho kabisa, waheshimiwa wabunge, hawa wananchi wanatutegemea. Mheshimiwa Ongondo alikuwa mtiifu na heshima kwa chama chake cha ODM, because twice I went to elections with ODM as a partner. 2013 in CORD, 2017 in NASA. And I know that he was committed. And you know, in leadership, you are better off with a few committed people than many hypocrites around you. Because the committed people like Charles Were will always stand with you, will always defend you, will always speak for you, regardless of your presence, and he did such for his leader, Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga. May his soul rest in eternal peace, and may peace descend on our country, and may this be the very last of such violent criminal acts against any Kenyan in leadership and out of leadership. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Adwa lando kama kawatieko ka to wabro dhi e dala to nikech dala tin ikwayo ni waduto wabro gone sacha lisoriti gi ka to dala jotelo to gi family ema bro dhie nikech dala tin wabro kowe ko maber to kwachope gate to wawe ko donjo kai to wagone oriti gi kanyo nikech dala ok nyal romo wate. At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like all of us to rise up tafadhali, tumkaribishe Baba, His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga. Kofia juu ya hewa! Kofia juu ya hewa! Kofia yako juu ya hewa! Kofia! Kofia!
Haya. You may be seated. Bwana Speaker, the family of our friend Charles Ong'odowere, all protocols observed. Hamjambo. Hamjambo. Joyana Musaureuru. ODM. ODM. Tumekaa kwa muda mrefu sana, lakini mimi nataka kushukuru wale ambao wamefika hapa siku ya leo. Ajiki heri. Ajiki.
Lekende chiwa ni chiungi kawango mariwa. Aira uro noko sala ndege piyoko uoke yamo. Uok bore nong'odowere marimo omo. Milambo yok dengo ratengo lor komiyo wangi. Adiera wuod mumbo gini lich miworo. Ya jakawere gini lich miworo ngang. Ena ngo timore robi kabwana. Pinyo timorondo ni chingo lali ode. Endi yang jakoi kosa eno yanda. Moi mogwengo Homa Bay gi piny mar Luo. No kai ma milambo. Ema magina luaro. Lekende chiwa ni chiungi kawango mariwa. Aira uro noko sala ndege piyoko uoke yamo. Uok bore nong'odowere marimo omo. Jowi! Milambo yok dengo ratengo lor komiyo wangi. Adiera wuod mumbo gini lich miworo. Ya jakawere gini lich miworo ngang. Woisiro chali Kasipul kachieno.
Kamano.
Jabura nyolo tek usipo molo huro ganda.
Kamano.
Usipo wanganya wangaya gakinyi dwa sidher chak.
Koko mari
makopenyo kala insulu emoluro budho. Lekende chiwa ni chiungi kawango mariwa. Aira uro noko sala ndege piyoko uoke yamo. Uok bore nong'odowere marimo omo. Ewuok. Mondo bwanga mar ng'uono gi hera. Mondo Luo donji oinga mar loch mar Kenya. Lekende chiwa ni chiungi kawango mariwa. Aira uro noko sala ndege piyoko uoke yamo.
2027.
Uok bore nong'odowere marimo omo. Milambo yok dengo ratengo lor komiyo wangi. Adiera wuod mumbo gini lich miworo. Ya jakawere gini lich miworo ngang. Sibur mostuoni kain.
Mostuoni.
Oya thuon gero singa. Kamano. Udhiambo. Ngire uyo timo jere. Udhiambo makambai. Huko ura kech nyoyare. Rabodo dhiko nyosi ya Kisumo.
Kamano.
Pinyo siko toksikie. Ogwe ajira ura chodo kego kura bodo dhiko nyosa kwata the head au matamani nyara kunga kota kwata joka lwangni. Ajiki kodhe amu.
Koko mojo nangalo ni.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
It is a very, very painful thing that we stand here today to send off our brother, our hero, Charles Ongondowere. Ongondowere is a great Kenyan by any standards. I've known Ongondo now for nearly 20 years, The gentleman here, Omondi Ajode Ntika, Omondi Ajode Heri. Ajode is not around. That is the guy who introduced me to Ongondowere. Ongondo was living in Meru, and that's where I lived most of the times. I'm the one who invited him to come here to Kasipul. But Ongondo, by all standards, is a great person. He's a man of a few words, but a man who is very correct in everything that he does. When I went to Meru to introduce my party there, I met Ongondo and introduced me to other Meru leaders. He became the leader there. Those Meruans told me, don't look at this gentleman as a Luo. He's a Kenyan. And he's the one who can actually help us to unite us. And he united the people there in Meru and built a party branch which became very strong in an area which was fairly hostile. Ongondo likes people and is a man who does not have any grudge with anybody. He actually knew what was going to happen to him. Because when we were celebrating the Pinyeluo earlier this year, we went to a function, and after the function was over, Ongondo came and he jumped into my car and told me that there's some people who are following me here. He just came in and squeezed himself into my car and told me there's some people here with bad intentions. I'm not going to tell you now, but I will tell you later on. So these people have been trailing Ongondo for a long time. And there were people who are known. Ongondo knew them. And I hope that the investigation of the police is going to lead to these people so they can be apprehended. Yes, they've already arrested quite a number. But those are basically agents who have been hired. The authors of this crime must be brought to book. Because you see, Ongondo is killed. I get a message, Atuli is the one who called me. Oh, Mheshimiwa, one of your members of parliament has been shot and killed. Which one? The MP for Kasipul. Where? They are around the city mortuary. Some people trailed him and shot him. He's been taken to Nairobi hospital. Within 5 minutes of that call, I was in Nairobi hospital. I found Ongondo there, lying. But these people had been trailing him from the morning, even the day before they had been trailing him. And the people who are known, of course, they have been arrested. But those others will have seen that Ongondo is killed, and the following day the social media is full of stories of people who Ongondo was killed. People who was killed, this killer. If Ongondo had been killing people, why has he never been arrested and charged? That's not an allegation against Ongondo. It is accusation of our security forces that he has somebody, a member of parliament, who can be killing people with impunity and has not been arrested by the security forces. Those people who actually organized those social media reports are themselves the people who are behind this crime. Ongondo has been shot and killed, but Ongondo's spirit will continue to live on. We cannot live in a society that tolerates this kind of impunity. This must come to an end. These people must be brought to book immediately. And they are known. They are known. And we know that this is actually as a political assassination. Political assassination is, we know it in this region. We've seen people who have been assassinated. We knew Tom Mboya was assassinated. He was shot by Mr. Njenga. But Njenga talked of the big man who was never arrested. You've seen others, Mumbai was shot in cold blood in front of his family. Nothing happened. We've seen quite a number of these political assassinations. This must come to an end. We must build a tolerant society where people can disagree, but then shake hands at the end of it. Yes, we had a crisis last year. We had a crisis also the year before last. And we were on the streets. But then it's something that Kenya must actually internalize and become a part of our culture. That we can compete very severely. But at the end of it all, people must shake hands. And life must continue. Life must continue. That is how democracies are built over the years. Yes, of course, our elections have not been perfect. They're not perfect. We know exactly what has been happening. But Kenya is much more important than individuals. If we break Kenya, there will be no other Kenya tomorrow. We saw what happened in Somalia in 1991. Up to now, there's never been peace in Somalia. Al-Shabaab and all these gangs are roaming around all over the place. People are dying day and night. So we must institutionalize democratic practice in our country, where people tolerate each other, where people can compete peacefully, and at the end of it all, people come and shake hands and the country moves on. Yes, we are partners, and we have worked together for a long time. I'm bringing here today condolences from President William Ruto, President Uhuru Kenyatta, and Honorable Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. They've all sent their condolences to the family here. We, as members of ODM, must remain steadfast, and we must work to unify ODM as a strong political party. Yes, in a political party, there's always differences of opinion on some issues, but the political party itself must have a firm stand on a particular issue. And that's why people can talk, and talk this way and this way. Ultimately, there's an official position that will be articulated by the party. And the spokesman of the party is usually the Secretary General, Mr. Sifuna. When Mr. Sifuna speaks, he's speaking on behalf of the party. But then, Mr. Sifuna, saa ingine hapana kuwa chungu sana. And introduced me to other Meru leaders. He became the leader there. Those Meruans told me, don't look at this gentleman as a Luo. He's a Kenyan. And he's the one who can actually help us to unite us. And he united the people there in Meru. and built a party branch which became very strong in an area which was fairly hostile. Ongondo likes people and is a man who does not have any grudge with anybody. He actually knew what was going to happen to him. Because when he was celebrating the Pinyeluo earlier this year, we went to a function, and after the function was over, Ongondo came and jumped into my car and told me that there's some people who are following me here. He just came in and squeezed himself into my car and told me there's some people here with bad intentions. I'm not going to tell you now, but I will tell you later on. So these people have been trailing Ongondo for a long time. And there were people who are known. Ongondo knew them. And I hope that the investigation of the police is going to lead to these people so they can be apprehended. Yes, they've already arrested quite a number. But those are basically agents who have been hired. The authors of this crime must be brought to book. Because you see, Ongondo is killed. I get a message, Atuli is the one who called me. Oh, Mheshimiwa, one of your members of parliament has been shot and killed. Which one? The MP for Kasipul. Where? They are around the city mortuary. Some people trailed him and shot him. He's been taken to Nairobi hospital. Within 5 minutes of that call, I was in Nairobi hospital. I found Omondo there, lying. But these people had been trailing him from the morning, even the day before they had been trailing him. And there are people who are known, of course. They have been arrested. But those others will have seen that Ongondo is killed, and the following day the social media is full of stories of people who Ongondo was killed. People who has killed this killer. If Ongondo had been killing people, why has he never been arrested and charged? That's not an allegation against Ongondo. It is accusation of our security forces that he has somebody, a member of parliament, who can be killing people with impunity and has not been arrested by the security forces. Those people who actually organize those social media reports are themselves the people who are behind this crime. Ongondo has been shot and killed, but Ongondo's spirit will continue to live on. We cannot live in a society that tolerates this kind of impunity. This must come to an end. These people must be brought to book immediately. And they are known. They are known. And we know that this is actually a political assassination. Political assassination is, we know it in this region. We've seen people who have been assassinated. We knew Tom Mboya was assassinated. He was shot by Mr. Njenga. But Njenga talked of the big man who was never arrested. You've seen others, the Mumbai was shot in cold blood in front of his family. Nothing happened. We've seen quite a number of these political assassinations. This must come to an end. We must build a tolerant society where people can disagree, but then shake hands at the end of it. Yes, we had a crisis last year. We had a crisis also the year before last. And we were on the streets. But then it's something that Kenya must actually internalize and become a part of our culture. That we can compete very severely, but at the end of it all, people must shake hands and life must continue. Life must continue. That is how democracies are built over the years. Yes, of course, our elections have not been perfect. They're not perfect. We know exactly what has been happening. But Kenya is much more important than individuals. If we break Kenya, there will be no other Kenya tomorrow. We saw what happened in Somalia in 1991. Up to now, there's never been peace in Somalia. Al-Shabaab and all these gangs are roaming around all over the place. People are dying day and night. So we must institutionalize democratic practice in our country, where people tolerate each other, where people can compete peacefully, and at the end of it all, people come and shake hands and the country moves on. Yes, we are partners, and we have worked together for a long time. I'm bringing here today condolences from President William Ruto, President Uhuru Kenyatta, and Honorable Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. They've all sent their condolences to the family here. We, as members of ODM, must remain steadfast, and we must work to unify ODM as a strong political party. Yes, in a political party, there's always differences of opinion on some issues, but the political party itself must have a firm stand on a particular issue. And that's why people can talk, and talk this way and this way. Ultimately, there's an official position that will be articulated by the party. And the spokesman of the party is usually the Secretary General, Mr. Sifuna. When Mr. Sifuna speaks, he's speaking on behalf of the party. But then, Mr. Sifuna, saa ingine hapana kwa chungu sana. So, we have a firm stand. We have an arrangement with Kenya Kwanza, and we put it in black and white. And there is a 10-point agenda, which is in the memorandum that we signed. And we want that to be fully implemented. I want to thank our members who have joined the government and are working there. We will give you all the support that you need to be able to discharge your duties properly. Now, Jethurwa, Jemumbo, Untie, Uchiek, Jogi Gongondo, Kataginege, Tongondo Buru Nyime. Gitimo Anjao Nene gise pim gongondo mangondo yombugi Tugisika kinka Gilure gongondo Anangegi Jomojoneki Otimginadi My management yuga Okobiye ni ongondo, remo ngondo, chwe machalo kamari, mangama no nege, toko negi. Jemonone ongondo. Otemnadi. 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 But Ongondo will live forever and ever. Family Marongondo, we will stand with you. We will stand with you. We will stand with you. They say the king is dead. The king is dead. Long live the king. Eru Kamano.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for those great words of wisdom. Tumpigie kinara wetu mpendwa makofi. Hatujamaliza hafla yetu. Niombe tuketi. Dr. Alo, please. Dr. Alo, please come to the stage.
Aya.
After Dr. Alo, for a second, I'll return to you for the final benediction. Kindly.
Yeah, Chair. Tunaomba
the Prime Minister,
tunaomba tafadhali,
distinguished guests who have come to condole with us, fellow mourners, ladies and gentlemen, mine is brief to move a vote of thanks, but I want to also say that on behalf of the people of Kasipul, we bring our condolences to the family. And as one who has known Mheshimiwa for 16 years as a friend, I wish to say that we have lost a friend. We want to thank the following people who have stood with us during this trying moment.
Tusitoke kabla ya mwili ijatoka.
Her Excellency Gladys Wanga for standing with us together with her County Executive Committee members. We want to thank Honorable Were's family for cooperating with us. We want to thank the National Assembly,
please,
led by the Speaker.
Please.
We want to thank the senators.
Thank you.